If you if you guys are watching this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Oh, hey! How's it going? Didn't see you there.
What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ethan Paul back here with another video. There we go. Today, we're going back over Overwatch tier list. Overwatch just had an update. New season's out, season 12, I want to say. And yeah, we got to get into these tier lists, kind of get you guys to know what is going on. I don't know why I'm putting on the headset because it's not like this thing's playing music. But yeah, please, guys, like and subscribe if you guys want to see more content. I know it's been a while. It hasn't been too long. Right now, I'm feeling a little weird because I just completely shaved all the hair off my stomach. And wearing this shirt, my stomach's really cold for some reason, and it's super, it feels like a baby's butt. It just feels weird. I don't like it. It's making me feel weird. But let's stop yapping. Let's get straight into this tier list. We're going to go from tank to DPS to support. And we got S, A, B, C, D tier. We don't have an F tier because not one hero is unviable. D tier is like, you kind of want to pick anybody over them. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So first off, we got D.Va. And D.Va had a slight nerf this season because they decreased her defense matrix stuff. So she went down a little bit. She was doing really well. And then she doesn't counter Winston she countered him, but not like bad anymore. But she's I'd say she's around B tier right now. I don't think she's like super good. I don't think she's super bad. Doomfist, I've been seeing a lot of good Doomfist lately, and they have been slaying the game away. What else they got? I don't know why I'm out of breath. Let's go Junker. I'm gonna put Doomfist in A. I just think he's been doing really well. For some reason, I don't know what changed. I'm gonna put Junker Queen. I think I'm gonna put her in A too. She's been doing super good as well. I've been seeing a lot of Junker Queen. I've been seeing a lot of Doomfist. Mainly really dive heavy people I've been seeing. Like Malga, I'm gonna put him in the same tier as D.Va. I don't think he's that great right now. I mean, I think he's good, but into a certain champ, or hero. Like into Winston, he's really good. Into Hulk, he's okay. He's good into most tanks that aren't being played right now. Against Doomfist, he's not the greatest. Against Junker Queen, he's not the greatest. But other than that, he's pretty good all around. But I think I've been seeing Doomfist and Junker Queen in the in the most games that I've played recently. Arissa, she's just in a rough spot right now. Still, honestly, they buffed her javelin throw, but that really didn't have enough to bring her back. Ramatra, he's always been kind of run of the mill. He's either dominating the game or he's not doing much. I'm gonna put Reinhardt in D as well, dude. It's just he's just once you get a little bit higher into the in your rank, after about, I want to say, Diamond, he's just not very good anymore because you could just pick so many players that can just if you're behind him and he literally can't do anything. If you're off angling him, he can do nothing. He's got to choose one of the sides to look at. Hog, I'm gonna put in B, I think, as well. Honestly, I don't think any tank is outstanding I just don't think any tank's very performing super well. I mean, they have A tiers, but I don't think any of them are really running the meta. I'd maybe put Doomfist in S. Maybe. It just depends on whose hands he is. Doomfist is either C tier or he's S tier. If you're a really good Doom and you know how to play Doom, you can absolutely dominate the game. But if you're not that good with him, you just don't pick him. Honestly, just go play some quick play with him. Sigma, he's always really good. He's honestly been the most balanced tank throughout the entire Overwatch. Fun fact, I didn't really play Overwatch until Overwatch 2 came out. I played Overwatch 1 for like a month or something, then Overwatch 2 came out. So I spent like $30 on nothing. I'm gonna put Winston in A as well. Personal Winston player here. Yeah, Winston's solid as well. I've always liked playing Winston, but he's really good right now. Mainly because he does pretty much true damage to armor, and he eats through. He now is really good into Brig. He's really good into Diva. He's really good into a bunch of different people that he wasn't good into necessarily before. But yeah, I think he's been solid, and I'm gonna put Ball in C. He's kind of the same way as Doomfist, but Doomfist I feel like is a little bit easier to play than They're both challenging mechanically, but I think Ball is probably a little bit harder to play than Doomfist. And his ult is kind of poo, but I mean I'm gonna put Zarya and B as well. I'm gonna put them right there. Really no tanks are in D tier. I mean if I could put I'm gonna put Ryan in D. I just don't think he's very good. If you think he's really good, you probably in gold or something. I mean, he can be good in the right hands, but that everybody can be said about that. But I just don't think he's very strong. I really don't. Ashe is kind of like Sigma. She's always solid. She really is not a bad pick to play if you can hit your shots. But yeah, she's always super solid to pick if you don't know who to go. Bastion, I'm gonna put in D tier as well. I mean, Bastion. I mean, he has his. He's a very situational hero. If you're going, say you're going into a Reinhardt, picking Bastion is a good thing to do. If you're going into a Morga, Bastion's a good thing to do. If you're going into a Winston, Bastion's a good thing to pick. But other than that, in the situations that he's dominant in, if that situation isn't presented, there's no reason to pick him. Honestly, he's a very niche character in certain situations. Cassidy's been really solid. I've been seeing a lot of them. I'm actually gonna put Cass in S tier. He's been really good. The only thing that's bringing him down right now is his ultimate because it's still bad. But I think his they reworked his ultimate and it was a really good quality of life change, and it just I feel like it was a buff because he can have uh more damage. I mean more speed. While how longer he goes on to. Echo. I'm gonna put her in. I'm gonna say B tier. She's kind of run of the mill. She could be really good, just like how Doomfist is, or she could be really bad. It's just kind of the way it goes. Her ultimate, I think, is probably one of the worst in the game, and I play Echo a good bit, but I just think her ultimate is a little poo. Usually, whenever you press your ultimate, it doesn't even like. Say you're getting taken a lot of damage and you press your ultimate. Sometimes your ultimate will literally trigger, and it doesn't even do it. You'll see the animation and everything happen, you'll die, and that just aggravates me. That needs to change. I think if you hit Q, it needs to be almost instantaneously, whereas hers is like half a second delay. Hanzo, I'm gonna put him in A with Ashe. He got his a lot of characters got nerfed down to 225 health, and that being said, Hanzo can now one shot a couple of more people. I want to say he can one shot. He could definitely one shot most supports. I want to say. Who else can he one shot? He can one shot a decent bit of the roster now. Before he couldn't really one shot anybody except for like Tracer, and now that he has a little bit more one shot potential. It's very good. But his ultimate is still poo, just like Cass. But he's still a little bit low. He's not S tier. He's not Cass right now. Genji, honestly, every Genji that I play against nowadays is not very game changing. I'm gonna put him in C, just because I just feel like, I mean, if you have a good Genji on your team, if you play, I just don't personally play Genji, so I can't really tell you if he's really good. But what I've seen, Genji's never really been a problem so far. Junkrat, I'm gonna put him in B. He would be lower usually in every other season, but he got kind of a buff, and now it's something with his grenades bouncing off of walls, trajectory, and stuff like that. It's just very, very annoying. And I've been going against a lot of Junkrats, and they have just been spamming. And usually, I think it's the velocity of the third bounce or something. It's still it goes way further than it did, and so now it just goes doing 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 doing, and it just like bounces everywhere and it just finds people. But yeah, I think he's pretty solid this season. His ult is really good if you could just get a pick with it. But yeah, I think he's not too bad this season. May, I'm gonna put her in C. May, honestly, since it's a lot of dive heavy stuff, she just kind of gets dove on. She can't do much for it. But yeah, she doesn't really have a lot of damage per second, so she kind of falls off whenever somebody that's very lethal comes up to her. But I mean, I enjoy playing May. Her ultimate isn't bad because whenever the dive comes in, you just throw down your ultimate. They can't really dive out for a little while, so I think she's pretty good there. But other than that, really, she doesn't have very much of a big impact this season. Same thing with Farah. I feel like Farah isn't that good this season. Especially with Juno now. That's just another hit scan that's added to the roster. That could be picked against Farah, and Juno has being played everywhere, so it's kind of hard to hit your shots now that you have a projectile. Because she can speed the team up. It's basically like a real quick Lucio speed up, so it's kind of hard to hit your shots on the team whenever you're playing Farah into Juno. I'm gonna go Reaper. I'm gonna put him in A. He's like Sigma. He's always been solid. His ultimate's pretty good until you start to get up a little bit higher. Whenever you're playing Honors that can sleep you or Winston's that can bubble you, stuff like that. Sojourn, I'm pretty sure she got a nerf, but I haven't seen her doing very much anything in any of my games lately. But she's still solid. She's probably gonna be solid until she gets a nerf to a railgun, which she didn't get. She actually got a buff this season on her weapon spread. I want to say actually no, they did nerf her actually a good bit. It was something with her charge builds faster, but it's less damage. So I think that kind of like wasn't good for her ult. But yeah, Sombra got a pretty good buff this season. Actually, she 60% instead of 40% move speed in whenever she's in like her shadow form, which just that puts her into the fight a lot more, which gets her more damage, which gets her more ultimates. I think she's pretty solid this season. I think she's pretty solid this season. But yeah, I think she's doing pretty good. Personally, I think she's doing pretty good, and her virus does more impact damage now. I think she's pretty solid. I'll put her in B, maybe even A tier, but I'm gonna leave her in B just to where I don't trigger you guys. Soldier, I'm gonna put him in B as well. Next, Symmetra, I'm gonna put her in D tier. She has been doing absolutely nothing this season because since it's so dive heavy, those turrets don't even get a chance to do it. And same thing with Torb. I think they're both in terrible spots right now. Personally, I really do. Symmetra doesn't do anything against a Doomfist. Neither does a Torb. I mean, you got. Yeah, they don't really have anything going for them this season. Tracer, I'm gonna put her in A tier. I mean, she fits into the dive comp, and Tracers are always really really good. If you're really really good with her, I need to start putting some people in S tier. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, I'm gonna switch Doom to S. I think Doom really is S tier this season. I think he's doing really solid. I'd even maybe say, I think that's who I'd put in S tier so far though. Widow, she's okay. I mean, she's more lethal now since everybody's health is going down. I'm gonna put her. I mean, if you're not good with her, it's in C. I'm gonna put her just run of the mill B. She's not crazy, but if you go against a really good Widow, you're probably gonna lose your game. I'm sorry to tell you. Even though I mean, she is underperforming because the dive comp right now that's going on, but I mean, it's not too bad. Same thing with Ana though, but Ana honestly always has good. I'm gonna put Ana in S tier. She always just has great team utility. You sleep. I mean, with dive comp, if Winston jumps on you, you sleep him, you purple him, your whole team collapses on him. If you have good team um, communication, you can easily kill a Winston fast if you just know how to communicate with your team. I'm gonna go. Why did I? What am I doing? Venture, I'm gonna put in S tier as well. Venture is super solid still. Her ultimate is dumb. All you literally do is a team fight starts and you just ult and you probably will get a kill. Maybe not. Maybe even get the whole team. But she's really good. Her combo is dumb. She has so much survivability. She has armor. Like it's just she's honestly a very good champ, not League of Legends. She's a very good hero. Sorry. Baptiste, I'm gonna put in A tier. He's always solid. Not much to say about him. He has Immortality Field, which saves your team in situations. The only thing I see whenever people are in low elo is that they save onto that whenever somebody's critical. You don't have to do that. You can throw behind walls to where your team doesn't die. But you can use that Immortality Field, and I mean just don't waste it. Definitely don't die with your Immortality Field still in your arsenal. You want to use that pretty often whenever it comes up because I mean it is on a longer cooldown, but by the time you throw it out, your team survives, you heal everybody, you go back, you move back, and then you have it back up again by the next fight. um it's honestly it's something that you should be using more often than people do. Brig, I'm a little biased. I'm gonna put Brig in A. I don't think she's S because Winston dogs her. Dive comp kind of dogs her, but I love Brig. She's probably my favorite hero, and I just perform really well with her. So I think she's A tier. I don't think she's S. I don't think she's with those top people, but I think she is pretty solid. Um, I'm gonna put Alawi in A as well. She got a little bit of a nerf to her ammo from 16 to 14, but that really doesn't change much. Um, Her ultimate's still really, really strong. Nothing really changed for her for season 12 except for -2 ammo. Not that big of a deal. Let's go Juno. No, I'm gonna save Juno for last. Actually, I'm gonna go Kiriko in. I'm gonna go Kiriko in B. The higher you get, the less Kiriko. I feel like. I don't know how to explain it. Like whenever Kiriko's really hard to hit, but whenever you start playing and higher elo, people can hit their shots a lot more consistently. So she has a little bit more of a threat to her. But I mean, if you have call outs and if you're playing a dive heavy team and you say to your team that Kiriko has no teleport, you just dive on her and she pretty much you just end her. It's pretty easy if you just have a little bit of communication between your teammates. Lifeweaver did get a pretty good buff this season. I'm gonna put him in A. Honestly, it might be a hot take. I know it's a hot take, matter of fact. But now that his flower passively goes, I think that's a really good thing to where you could just if nobody's really getting damaged, you could just shoot your thorns, get that ultimate charge, and then whenever somebody gets hurt, you just throw out your thing immediately. Which I think that is actually really good. I didn't think Lifeweaver needed a buff, if I'm being honest. If anything, I really don't think he needed a buff on healing for sure. Maybe damage, maybe a little bit faster projectile speed on his damage, but that's it. I don't think he needed a buff for his healing at all. Um, let's go Lucio. I'm gonna put Lucio in. He fits into the dive comp. I'm gonna put him in A as well. I'm gonna put him in B actually. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in B. Since Winston and Brig and everybody are pretty strong this season, I want to say Lucio's in B. In the right hands, Lucio can go crazy. Bladen, you do that. Um, Now, Lucio could be deadly for sure, but most Lucios that I play against personally, I don't find them to be very um, that big of a thing. But what's saving him is that he is in dive comp, and if you're diving with your team, if you don't have a team that's diving, Lucio is basically irrelevant. Mercy, I am gonna put her. I wish I could put her in trash because I just do not like Mercies, but I'm gonna put her in like C tier. She's not the greatest. I mean, her damage, that's her biggest thing in her kit. Her ultimate basically just almost guarantees that she does not die, so that's kind of aggravating. And then now if they're running like Lifeweaver Mercy and they're just pocketing each other whenever you dive on them, it's just so annoying. It's mainly she's only in C because I just find her so annoying. Moira actually had a pretty good buff. I'm gonna put her in A tier. Her damage got buffed. Um, but she had like 20 minus 25 health. But I mean that doesn't really do much. But her damage is way better now. You can kill a person pretty fast. So yeah, I want to say she's an A tier. And then also with Juno, her ult, Alawi ult, pair that with Coalescence. I mean, you could pair Coalescence with a lot more stuff than people do usually. And then I'm gonna put Zenyatta in C. Like I said, it's a very dive heavy meta right now, so Zenyatta kind of just gets bullied in that aspect. But if you have a good Zenyatta in the right hands, he could be maybe low A. Nothing really past that. And Juno, last but not least, the new character. Juno, I'm going to put. I was a little bit biased at first. I did not like her kit at all. But once you play her a little bit and kind of understand how she's supposed to be played, you kind of get a feel for it. And she could actually put out a lot of healing, a lot of damage if you can just hit your shots. If you can hit your shots, I know in a high stress situation where you have to hit them while they're in a fight and stuff like that, that's where she can kind of suck. But other than that, she honestly, her movement is crazy. Her ultimate is okay. It's not that big of a deal. If your team just knows how to stay inside of it and use it to their advantage, it's really good. But I haven't seen people do that much. But I'm gonna put her in like high A tier, maybe even S tier. Um, no, she could definitely influence games, especially in a team fights. Like say the team's coming in to try to get the point or whatever, and you're down one, and you're on high ground or anything, and you immediately do your lock on missiles or whatever, and you just get everybody locked onto. And I think her lock on missiles do more damage with the more people that are locked on, and you hit everybody, your entire team and their entire team. I'm pretty sure that almost one taps people. I'm pretty sure that does like 170 damage. And if you do that and the whole team is lit, that's pretty much guaranteed team fight right there. So she's very good for defending areas that people are pushing into. But yeah, boys, that is the final tier list. I think it's pretty solid. I think I did a pretty good job. If you don't agree, tell me what you guys don't agree with in the comments. Tell me what you do agree with and how you guys are doing this season so far. And yeah, boys, please like and subscribe. I love every single one of you guys. I'll try to push out some more content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.